Sarah and Sky Carter always buckle up their son for a trip at 50 miles per hour.
Folks, good morning to you. Welcome aboard from the flight deck.
But they never buckle Kylo at 500 miles per hour.
Sky's breastfeeding, so it makes it very convenient to be able to hold him.
There were 3 lap babies on board Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 when a door plug blew out at 16,000 feet. By chance, the unrestrained children were nowhere near the gaping hole in the side of the plane.
Put their children under 2 in their own seat in a FAA-approved car seat so that they are secure and that they are safe.
That's the government's recommendation, but not the rule. Families still bring car seats to the airport, but many check them as luggage because kids under 2 travel for free when on a parent's lap. Studies show requiring parents to buy a full-price seat for their babies would not only cost more money, statistically, it could also cost more lives. If just one family out of 5 chose to drive to grandma's house instead of fly, 10 times more children would be killed. How is that even possible? Because runway 25 is a lot safer than highway 85. In the United States, there's 1 passenger car death for every 200 million miles driven. But for air travel, there's 1 fatality for every 10 billion miles flown, billion with a B. The FAA has determined that requiring child safety restraints on aircraft would actually kill more children in car crashes every year than it could possibly save from plane crashes. Would it change your decision on shorter trips? Would you drive instead of fly?
Yes, on shorter trips, yes.
During our interview, there was a car crash just outside the Atlanta terminal. In fact, ambulances at the busiest airport in the world respond to far more car crashes than plane crashes. Canada's aviation authority made a similar calculation as the FAA after a lap baby was killed there in a plane crash in 2012. Transport Canada determined a safety restraint requirement would kill 10 more babies on Canada's highways over the same decade that would save just 1 from a plane crash.
Well, it's kind of apples and oranges talking about proportion, but it feels like they flip-flop that as a reason to justify not pursuing safety.
Megan Gibson is a child passenger safety specialist with Children's Hospital of Atlanta.
Turbulence is a really big issue, so that is where we're seeing a lot of these injuries come from.
If there's turbulence, is that something you're concerned about?
No, because we wear our seatbelts and he's never not held.
But a requirement would actually force parents to pay for 2 seats for their baby, the plane seat and another car seat if theirs is not approved by the FAA.
At the same time, the government is saying you can't just bring any car seat on an airplane. It's also saying you don't have to bring one at all.
It is very frustrating. When you work in injury prevention, it's always point, counterpoint for many things.
When the risk is low and the cost is high, many parents are choosing to hold their children's lives in their hands.